Yeah, partly cloudy with a low around 71, winds around 5 miles an hour. Yeah.
Kind of coming. All right, hello there. Tonight, partly cloudy with a low around 71. Some south winds at 5 miles an hour.
Temperatures into the low 90s, excuse me, low 90s today. Heat index values close to 100. Someone's allergic to cats over here or something.
Now, your first weather.
And our hot and humid days continue across northeast Arkansas here late this afternoon. High temperatures, upper 80s and low 90s. Those heat index values, though, topping 100 degrees in some areas late this afternoon as well. Take a look then at our temperatures from today. We hit highs of 91 here in Jonesboro, 90 Paragould and Walnut Ridge, 91 down in West Memphis, 90 degrees in Newport and Wynn, 90 degrees also high temperature in Batesville. Just stay in the upper 80s around Mountain Home, also upper 80s in Corning late this afternoon. But not so much the heat, as also that humidity actually increasing too, making it feel more like the upper 90s to near 100 degrees as of last hour, feeling like 100 here in Jonesboro, 100 in West Memphis, 100 in Corning, and 98 degrees was the feel-like temperature in Paragould. Taking a look at our evening forecast then, still warm out there, clearing skies overnight, 81 degrees by 7 o'clock, back into the mid-70s. As we head into the overnight hours, eventually probably getting to the upper 60s or low 70s for your Friday, but more heat, more humidity in the forecast as we end the work week, maybe a chance of rain arriving for the weekend, and we'll talk more about that with your full forecast. But first, your local news starts now.
Northeast Arkansas News is brought to you by Glenn Sane.
Good evening, and thank you for tuning in to Northeast Arkansas News at 6. I'm Meredith Mitchell.
And I'm Josh Egbert. Drivers in Arkansas are saying the same thing as they head out into the roads this fall. Oh dear.
Northeast Arkansas's Alexis Padilla tells us about the start of deer rutting season and the dangers it can cause on the road.
October brings more than just pumpkins. It's the start of deer rutting season, causing some problems on the road.
Out of nowhere, deer comes, and I never saw it until it was right in front of my hood, and we collided.
Just last year, Derek Medlock had an accident with a deer, damaging his truck.
The front bumper had got into the tire, and it was smoking and left a little indentation. It ended up being about $4,100 worth of damage just from that one little old deer.
Rutting season is the time of year when deer have one thing on their mind.
Bucks begin chasing does, and they could become a lot more active. And they're focused on, instead of on food, they're focused on reproduction. So their mind is really focused, and they're a lot more active, and they cross the roads quite a bit.
According to State Farm Insurance, people in Arkansas have a 1 in 97 chance of meeting a deer on the road. State Farm agent Bob Gist says the accident rate is improving.
There's about almost a 9% decrease in deer accidents, but Arkansas is still a top-ranked state in deer collisions. We're number 14 in the country.
Gist says some tips to keep you safe on the road this rutting season include driving slow, using your high beams when appropriate, but most importantly, if you see a deer on the road, do not swerve.
If you're going too fast to stop, you're going too fast to swerve. A lot of our accidents occur with somebody trying to miss the deer and then they have the wreck.
Gist says deer are most active between dusk and dawn. For Northeast Arkansas News, I'm Alexis Padilla.
Rutting season will continue until December, but November is the peak season.
Imagine if the convenience of online shopping and a vending machine had a baby. Well, that's exactly what the Walmart in Newport unveiled today. This is their new pickup tower. People can now order anything from walmart.com and pick it up from the store without waiting in line for customer service. All it takes is for you to scan your phone after you ordered. The tower is 16 feet tall and 8 feet wide. It can hold up to 300 orders at once. Assistant store manager Terrence Ward says this will help customers save time.
We understand that their time is valuable, and we understand that they have a busy schedule. So this helps to keep them on track with their schedule, whether it's running errands for kids or going to soccer games, basketball games, whatever. This helps our customers save time, which means they save money and they live better.
A pickup tower can carry anything from non-perishable food, electronic toys, and more.
The Delta Center for Economic Development is one step closer to improving livability in smaller communities. The center was awarded $500,000 grant from the U.S. Economic Development Administration. They plan to use the money to launch new economic modeling software, which they say will access business opportunities. That will allow them to see the impact of job growth in smaller communities. They also plan to use the funds to increase community outreach across 12 Northeast Arkansas counties.
Providing leadership training is important. It doesn't mean that we don't have good leaders in our smaller communities. We absolutely do have good leaders that come from all kinds of different backgrounds, and so getting them trained in economic and community development practices is very important.
The Delta Center's EDA grant will be awarded over a 5-year period.
The ASU Downtown Corridor Committee met to continue discussions on best ways to connect Arkansas State to downtown Jonesboro.
This time, getting feedback directly from A-State students. Northeast Arkansas's Simone Jamison shares the changes they're asking for that could become a reality.
Jonesboro has always been just a town that has a college in it and not really a town for the college.
John Mark Horton is one of several Arkansas State students proposing changes to the ASU Downtown Corridor in Jonesboro. Horton requests that city officials draw businesses that offer family-friendly settings and enhance downtown nightlife.
We're wanting businesses to stay local. We're kind of tired of seeing chain restaurants. We want people to bring in new ideas, new local things to where we can start traditions.
Students hope to see some of the business concepts Memphis has to offer in Jonesboro, places like the Rumbaroo and Babaloo's. Students also want safer bike paths and downtown Jonesboro businesses to stay open later.
So that's what we're really wanting to target and really wanting our students to get involved into Jonesboro and kind of have a great atmosphere where we want people to stay after they graduate Arkansas State University. When you take out Arkansas State, you take out a huge population of Jonesboro and revenue for different businesses.
Mike Downing of Jonesboro Unlimited is among the committee members evaluating the downtown corridor recommendations, which he says won't be far-fetched as construction grows.
In the southern part of the corridor, south of the railroad tracks, there's a lot of activity because of Matthews Medical Mile keeps expanding, all the medical offices, and that's going to create some additional opportunities for business activity, restaurants, other nightlife activities just because of that.
Jonesboro Unlimited is working with partners to create game-changing projects that'll make the corridor suggestions a reality. For Northeast Arkansas News, I'm Simone Jameson.
Mike Downing says some of the corridor suggestions are being executed right now, while some are taking a little longer. There is no concrete timeline game-changing projects at this time.
Nearly 600 people expected to gather for the Jonesboro Chamber of Commerce annual meeting. They will be meeting inside the First National Bank Arena. The annual meeting is a time for the Jonesboro Chamber to celebrate the end of their year. They will look at their accomplishments of the year and give away awards. COO of the Chamber, Carrie White, says this year they became the 3rd largest chamber in the state. One of the most prestigious awards is the Betty Sloan Promotion Award. Brad Peets will be getting it for his work by bringing the Pro Disc Golf Tour to Jonesboro.
That brings folks from all over the country, 30 states, even foreign countries that are here for the 3-day period. And so we're very proud of that, and we're very proud of Brad for promoting our city in that way.
Other big awards being given away tonight include the Roy H. Jolly Outstanding Volunteer and Ed Way Outstanding Young Professional.
A special walk bringing awareness to Alzheimer's with purple decorations, pumpkins, and more kicks off in Jonesboro this weekend. The walk to end Alzheimer's will take place this Saturday beginning at 10 a.m. The walk begins in the parking lot behind Eleanor's Pizza on South Main Street. Chair Nicole Richardson says there will also be games and plenty of Halloween-inspired fun. She says she hopes the attendees will enjoy the event and learn more about the impact of Alzheimer's locally, and that the illness is one that hits home for her.
The reason that I actually got involved last year with the gala and then this year with the walk was because I did lose my grandmother last year. And she always told me to be strong and, dream big. And so I'm kind of dreaming big for her, hoping that one day we will find a cure for this disease.
Opening ceremonies will take place starting at 9 o'clock. Early registration takes place tomorrow at Hilton Garden Inn from 11 a.m. until 1 p.m.
Well, still ahead on Northeast Arkansas News, we'll hear from Coach Anderson and this week's scouting report.
And as the Senate prepares to vote on Supreme Court nominee Brett Kavanaugh, both supporters and opponents sounding off.
And we hit a high of 91 degrees today across much of Northeast Arkansas, well above our normal of 77. More heat, more humidity in the forecast, maybe some rain arriving by late in the weekend. We'll talk about it when we come back.
Now, Northeast Arkansas weather.
And welcome back, everyone. A good Thursday evening to us. Another warm one across our area today. Temperatures upper 80s, low 90s. Those heat index values topping 100 degrees in some areas late this afternoon. We're going to keep the warm weather around overnight. Mainly clear skies, 81 through 7 o'clock. Back in the mid to upper 70s as we head into the overnight hours. Winds going calm out of the south under 5 miles per hour by 11 o'clock. Here's a look at our weather notes then, keeping the hot and humid weather going as we head to your Friday. Mostly sunny skies, really more of the same on Saturday. So the walk actually looking like it'll be a warm start. Around 9 o'clock in the morning, you're probably seeing temperatures into the low 70s already. And with that humidity up, it's going to make it even feel a little bit more muggy on Saturday morning. Keep the warm weather around. May bring some rain chances back into the area late Sunday. So Sunday afternoon may have a couple scattered showers or thunderstorms around and may see more clouds. So we may keep temperatures back just a little bit, maybe mid 80s for highs on Sunday, but right back in the upper 80s early next week. But there are some signs that by the end of next week, we could be seeing some fall weather back in our forecast. Something to keep an eye on for sure in an extended forecast over the next several days. But until then, looks like the heat and humidity are going to hang around upper 80s, low 90s for today. 90 the high in Newport and Wynn, 91 in West Memphis, 90 degrees in Walnut Ridge and Batesville, 92 down in Searcy, 91 degrees a high in Jonesboro. Here's what it felt like as of last hour with the heat index and feel like temperature upper 80s, upper 90s to near 100. Felt like 99 degrees in Walnut Ridge, 96 degrees to feel like temperature in Batesville. 100 is what it felt like down in West Memphis, also feeling like 100 here in Jonesboro. So our temperature trend the next several days, and once again another warm one like today. We'll be back in the upper 80s and low 90s for your Friday. Our normal high 77, so well above that. As we get into the weekend, then we may start to drop temperatures a little bit, at least get back in the mid 80s on Sunday. That does come with a chance of scattered showers or thunderstorms, and going to keep another chance of rain in the forecast for the middle part of next week, which again may get our temperatures back in low to mid 80s by the time we get to the end of next week. So there are some signs of some changes in our forecast, but they're still about a week away. So we have a lot of heat and humidity to go through over the next week before some cooler weather tries to move back in by the end of next week. For tonight, another warm one out there. We warm and humid, clear skies, 69 the overnight low, south winds under 5 miles per hour. As we head into the day on our Friday, 91 the high temperature, mostly sunny skies. Again, hot, humid weather continuing, south-southwest winds around 10 miles per hour. So looking like we'll keep the heat and the humidity around. Now, not all the rain chances the next couple of days. Now, our best chance of rain will come on Sunday, with our rain chance getting up to about 55%. And then by next week, especially middle part of next week, may see some more isolated chances of rain, and that may actually bring temperatures down a little bit. But Friday, Saturday, even into the weekend, looking like highs will stay 10 to maybe 15 or 18 degrees above our normal high temperatures for this time of year. So a lot of heat, a lot of humidity still in the forecast map for your Friday, and that's not really going to change too much as we get into the weekend. Only thing that's going to change is you see some shower and thunderstorm activity well up to our north and to our west. That will eventually get into our area on Sunday. Could bring a chance of rain, which may help cool us off a little bit. Of course, you get anything one of those showers or thunderstorms Sunday afternoon. Here's your 7-day forecast. 91 the high for your Friday, mostly sunny skies, hot and humid. Upper 80s to near 90 for Saturday. Again, there's that chance of rain on Sunday, back in the mid 80s, but more rain chances next week. And look, by Wednesday or Thursday, hey, yeah, we're talking about temperatures back in the low 80s, but chance of rain also Wednesday and Thursday of next week. And by next Thursday, could be talking about upper 70s back in the forecast here in Northeast Arkansas. All right, stay with us. More news when we come back.
Now that the confirmation vote against Judge Brett Kavanaugh is imminent, Americans are for and against the Supreme Court nominee speaking out louder than ever.
There are marches and candlelight vigils and a lot of money going into ad campaigns in hopes of persuading swing senators.
Mola Lange has the latest.
The nomination of Judge Brett Kavanaugh to the Supreme Court has fueled a divide across the U.S. Protesters organized by the Center for Popular Democracy began their rally at the U.S. District Court, where Judge Kavanaugh currently works, then marched to the Supreme Court, where they say he doesn't belong.
Kavanaugh has terrible policies. He doesn't care about women's rights, and I think, people need to come out and show that they believe Dr. Ford.
Protesters also confronted individual senators on Capitol Hill.
America is watching.
The ACLU created an ad with a back-to-back comparison of Kavanaugh's denial of sexual assault with denials made by Bill Clinton and Bill Cosby as part of a $1 million ad campaign.
And we cannot have any doubt.
And more than 1,000 law professors signed a New York Times op-ed Thursday morning denouncing Kavanaugh.
The liberal mob and their media allies tried to ruin a good man with smears.
Pro-Kavanaugh supporters like the conservative Judicial Crisis Network are outspending liberals with its own ad campaign. And Kavanaugh has garnered strong support from Republican lawmakers.
Judge Kavanaugh should be confirmed on Saturday.
The editor of the Journal of Supreme Court History, Professor Melvin Urofsky, says there's been controversy about Supreme Court nominees before, but nothing like this.
Last time we were this divided, we had a civil war.
Mola Lenghi, CBS News, Washington.
Well, coming up, A-State football coach Blake Anderson gives us his scouting report for their game against Appalachian State.
Plus, the Predators will open their season tonight on the road. Nick will have a preview next in sports. Yellow leather, yellow leather. The elephant has big feet. Good evening, everyone. I'm Nick Frank. Coach Anderson and the Red Wolves are back to work this week after a disappointing loss to Georgia Southern. Next up, a nationally televised game on Tuesday against Appalachian State. Let's see what Coach is preparing for in this week's Scouting Report.
Now it's time for Northeast Arkansas Scouting Report with Coach Anderson for the October 9th game against App State.
Blake Anderson here with Red Wolves football going into week 2 of conference play, coming off a last-second tough loss against Georgia Southern on the road. So I had to kind of overcome that this week. It's looked better. Now we go into week 2 with Appalachian State coming in for a Tuesday night ESPN game right here in our home stadium. Love the fact that we're playing at home. Tell you right now, we need you to be there. We need this place to be rocking. We need a great environment. This is a team that's coming in that's playing as good as anybody in the country in our level. They're only one of 2 teams in the country scoring 50 points or more per contest. So our defense right there is cut out for a huge test. They're very balanced. They've got one of the best running backs in the country at our level. They do a great job schematically of just trying to get leverage points on you and getting downhill. And just about the time you think you've stopped what they're doing, then they start pushing the ball up over your head and throwing the explosive throws downfield. So a huge test. Our D-line is going to have to control the line of scrimmage and make them uncomfortable and really push things back in the quarterback's lap. We cannot let Zach Thomas get comfortable. We cannot let that tailback get one-on-one with people. So our defense is going to have to play lights out. We need you to help them do that. Offensively, it's a situation where we go up against a defense that's got some great numbers. They're really fast. They move really well. A lot of defensive movement, so our O-line is going to have to control that, get bodies on people and cover them up so we can get our backs and our skill guys out in space. You know, biggest issue for us a week ago was we had a ton of yards but derailed drives due to mistakes. So we just got to eliminate the mistake this week so we can play our ball, finish drives, get it in the end zone, make sure we don't let these guys get out in front. I think one of the biggest things about App State right now is how well they're playing in special teams. They've scored 4 times this year alone on special teams play. And we've always been one of the best in the league. We got to go head-to-head, find a way to beat App State here on Tuesday night. Come help us do it.
All right, thank you, Coach. Meanwhile, the 2-2 Dallas Cowboys will try to make it 2 in a row this weekend when they play the 1-3 Houston Texans on Sunday night. The Texans have one of the best front fours in the league that features both J.J. Watt and Jadeveon Clowney.
He's obviously a very dynamic player for them, makes a ton of plays. Obviously, when you see him on tape, he checks all the boxes for the measurables. Extremely good rusher. So definitely a guy we're going to have our eyes on and account for.
Cowboys and Texans go at it on Sunday night. Now, Week 5 of the NFL will officially kick off tonight with an AFC clash between Tom Brady and the New England Patriots and Andrew Luck's Indianapolis Colts. Julian Edelman will be back for the Pats tonight after being suspended for the first 4 games. Pats enter the week 2-2 while the Colts are 1-3. Kickoff set for 7:20. And a team that hopes to host the Stanley Cup Trophy at the end of the year, the Nashville Predators will open up their season tonight on the road. The Preds were eliminated in the second round of the Stanley Cup playoffs last year and will look to get back to the finals for a second time in 3 years. Puck drops New York in just a few minutes. We're in a nice golden era or time of the year for sports where, we had a story about college football, NFL, NHL, and there's MLB playoffs going on right now. Your Rockies going up against the Brewers in action right now. Then later tonight, the Braves and Dodgers play, and then tomorrow the American League continues. So there's a lot of sports happening
Something for
right
everyone.
now. Something literally for anyone out there that likes any sport. It's probably happening right now.
Just need to talk about NBA, and that's going to come up
Preseason's already started.
soon.
Yeah, season kicks off in a few weeks.
All right, Nick, thanks. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
And taking a final look at our 7-day forecast, keeping the heat around as we head into the weekend. High of 90 for your Friday. Going to feel more like the upper 90s or maybe even triple-digit heat index values as we get to Friday afternoon. More heat in the forecast on Saturday, and here a high near 90. Could be seeing rain chances increasing. on Sunday. It may drop us back into at least the mid-80s, but then right back into the upper 80s on Monday. More rain chances next week, where we do see some increasing rain chances by Wednesday and Thursday. May actually drop our temperatures a little bit. And actually looking out beyond the 7-day forecast, we are seeing temperatures that could possibly be, I know, wait for it, into the 60s by about a week from now.
Keeping the good stuff hidden, aren't you?
That's right. So we've got to keep an eye on that. Hopefully get those nice temperatures back in here in about a week or so.
All right. Thanks, Chris.
And here's a look at what's coming up tonight on Northeast Arkansas CBS. At 7 o'clock, The Big Bang Theory. 7:30, Young Sheldon. 8 o'clock, Catch Mom.
At 8:30, Murphy Brown. 9 o'clock, SWAT, followed by your Northeast Arkansas News at 10. We will see you back for Northeast Arkansas News Fox at 9 o'clock. Have a great night.